Welcome to the channel. Today we delve into a military doctrine that shaped World War II and forever changed the face of warfare. Blitzkrieg, or lightning war. Blitzkrieg was more than just a word. It was a military revolution. It represented the brutal combination of speed, surprise, and concentrated firepower. In just a few weeks, this doctrine allowed the German Wehrmacht to crush established military powers. But this very rapid success carried the seeds of its own destruction. Over the next 30 minutes, we will analyze how Blitzkrieg worked, its stunning victories, and why it ultimately failed so dramatically on the Eastern Front. To understand Blitzkrieg, we must look back at World War I, a conflict defined by static trenches and appalling attrition. German military leaders realized they needed a way to break that stalemate. The idea of Blitzkrieg wasn't born in a vacuum. It was built upon the theory of maneuver warfare and aggressively pushed by visionaries like General Heinz Guderian. Guderian believed tanks should not merely support infantry, but operate as concentrated, speedy, and independent striking forces. Discarding obsolete doctrines, Germany invested heavily in the coordinated use of three core components: tanks, motorized infantry, and tactical air support. This was the perfect preparation for a war unlike anything the world had ever seen. Blitzkrieg operated on three main tactical pillars. Pillar 1, the Schwerpunkt, point of main effort. Instead of attacking across a broad front, the Germans concentrated all their armored firepower on a single weak point in the enemy line. Once this point was breached, a massive gap was created. Pillar 2, speed and maneuverability. After the breakthrough, armored divisions would not stop to consolidate or wait for the slower infantry. They raced deep into the enemy's rear, cutting off communication lines, supply depots, and paralyzing headquarters. The goal was to inflict shock and awe and prevent the enemy from forming a coherent response. Pillar 3, combined arms. The seamless coordination between panzers, tanks, motorized infantry, and Stuka dive bombers was crucial. Stukas acted as flying artillery, softening the path for the tanks. As the armor advanced, motorized infantry quickly followed to secure the flanks and clear out pockets of resistance. This coordination happened almost instantaneously. The debut? Poland, 1939. Blitzkrieg was first tested on a large scale, crushing the Polish army within weeks. But its greatest triumph came in France in 1940. While France and Britain expected a repeat of the Schlieffen Plan through Belgium, Guderian led his panzer divisions through the Ardennes forest, an area the French considered impassable to tanks. It was a fatal surprise blow. After the breakthrough, German armor raced to the English Channel, encircling Allied forces at Dunkirk and tearing the French defense system apart. In just 6 weeks, France, a premier world military power, collapsed. This victory cemented Blitzkrieg as an unstoppable formula for success. The very speed of Blitzkrieg proved to be its Achilles heel. The first factor, logistics. Tanks do not run on air. As the armored spearheads drove hundreds of kilometers deep, their supply lines for fuel, ammunition, and spare parts became dangerously overstretched and vulnerable to attack. Tanks were sometimes forced to halt simply because they ran out of gas, while supporting infantry were miles behind. On the Eastern Front, this issue was catastrophic. Poor roads, especially the seasonal mud known as Rasputitsa, turned the battlefield into a mire, completely neutralizing the speed advantage. Velocity was the soul of this doctrine, and without it, Blitzkrieg became useless. The enemy also quickly learned how to counter the doctrine. First, Allied air superiority. On the Western Front, once Germany lost air superiority, the supporting Stuka bombers were gone, and the exposed armored units became easy targets for Allied fighters and bombers. Second, Soviet space strategy. Instead of holding fixed lines, the Soviet military implemented a scorched earth policy and retreated deep into their massive interior. This stretched German supply lines beyond the breaking point. Third, stubborn resistance. The sheer tenacity of the Red Army, particularly in urban battles like Stalingrad, turned the tank's advantage, maneuverability, into a weakness, vulnerability to ambush. The Lightning War could not sustain a protracted war of attrition. Operation Barbarossa, the invasion of the Soviet Union in 1941, was the climax and the graveyard of Blitzkrieg. The plan was for a swift knockout blow, but the pace slowed significantly within the first month. Strategic errors by Hitler, who constantly interfered with command and split forces, destroyed the necessary concentration of power. When winter hit, the German armored forces were completely unprepared for the extreme conditions. By the time of the Battle of Moscow and later Stalingrad, Blitzkrieg had entirely devolved into a war of attrition that Germany could not win. It was a failure of grand strategy, where political goals outpaced the logistical capabilities and flexibility of the tactical doctrine. From this point on, Germany was forced to fight a long war, the very thing Blitzkrieg was designed to prevent. Although Blitzkrieg died with the Third Reich, its core philosophy lives on. Modern armies still study its principles: speed, deep penetration, and coordination. The U.S. adopted its tenets in the airland battle doctrine in subsequent wars. A prime example is Operation Desert Storm in 1991, where coalition forces used overwhelming air superiority and speed to paralyze the Iraqi army quickly, mirroring Blitzkrieg's goals. Today, the concept has evolved into network-centric warfare and multi-domain operations, where the speed of information and precision fires replaces the speed of a tank. But the core remains the same: find the weakness, exploit the breakthrough, and induce shock. So, what are the enduring lessons of the Blitzkrieg? First, the power of combined arms. It proved that a perfect synergy between different branches is more powerful than the sum of their individual strengths. Second, logistics dictates victory. Speed is only meaningful if it can be sustained by a robust supply chain. A winning tactic cannot compensate for a weak logistics strategy. Third, adaptability. When the enemy learns to counter through retreat, urban combat, or air superiority, even the best doctrine becomes obsolete. History proves no single military tactic is invincible. Blitzkrieg remains a pivotal yet tragic chapter in military history. It stands as a testament to human strategic ingenuity and simultaneously a warning about the limits of tactics when faced with sheer scale and relentless opposition. Thank you for joining us for this deep dive analysis. Which military doctrine do you think had the greatest impact on world history? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more in-depth military analysis. We'll see you next time.